Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And we got here, I think it was 2014 or 15, Porsche Panamera. And here I'm doing one procedure that's basically, we had some codes on the transmission about the actual sensors that show where the clutches are, and there's a sensor clutch or clutch sensor kit that has to be replaced when you have that situation. I'll include the codes as a screenshot in the video, but this part of the video is also changing the fluid filter, the transmission fluid filter, which should be built inside of this transmission oil pan. And meanwhile, that's why I'm making like a few videos at the same time, or making the video for a few procedures at the same time. And the kit, the sensor kit, is above, it's between the transmission and the valve body, so I'm gonna have to remove the valve body. But to start, to get to this transmission, you need to remove this cover here. It has these T25 Torx T25 bolts right here, and you remove these and you get that whole cover out. Then you get the transmission and you need to remove the initial oil that the transmission is filled with, and you remove it by opening this T30 right here. Again, Torx T30 nut or bolt, and once you open it, you'll drain the fluid. Keep the fluid because you will need it, or you may need it. Sometimes you're not supposed to replace the whole fluid in the car, obviously, especially if you don't know the history of the transmission. If they have done maintenance on time every 40,000 miles, so always keep the old oil in case you may need it, because you may have a situation with the clutches burnt already, and sometimes if you try to replace this oil, you will completely burn the transmission. I know that you're gonna ask me that question, why would I do that? But again, sometimes the old oil will work, and maybe you can get a few more miles left, or you can get a few more miles out of this transmission before it's completely burnt. The only problem is here to get to these bolts that hold the oil pan right here, the T30 Torx bolts, Torx. There's a shield right here that protects the ones in the rear. In order to get this shield, we're going to need to remove the rear transmission or engine. That's the rear engine, but it's actually a transmission mount that holds the transmission to the body of the car. And I had to actually install support here to hold to the to the drive shaft in the back, because there's no other way for me to see how I can support this, because this needs to be taken out completely. And this will come out by these. You have three of these, 3 bolts here and 3 on the other side. Those are 16mm bolts. I already got some of them, and the one in the middle is going to be an 18mm right here. And that's an 18mm in the middle, and we have two more 13s on the side. We also have to remove the upper side of the sprocket, the engine mount, and we have here 50 millimeters, so it's 50 millimeter sockets or bolts. There we go, and then we're going to have to remove the shield here that's in the way of the two bolts. Okay guys, in order to get to the bolts in the back, you have to remove the shield, and it has inverted Torx bolts. They're size 12. Again, this is a size 12 right here, inverted Torx size 12. And now we have access to all the bolts of the transmission pan. And the next step would be removing the oil pan, and that's the T30 T30 Torx bolts here that hold the pan. Make sure you have a pan here under this oil pan, because you're gonna have some oil left in the pan. Last bolt. I need to get like I said, be ready, because you're gonna have some oil leaking here. Here we go. Ooh. I got some oil on me. That's because of the oil filter. So make sure you have a pan underneath ready. As I told you, you need to collect this oil. And basically I'm waiting for the kit to come that we need to replace in order to repair this transmission. Okay guys, next step is, after the pan, we need to reach the two plugs right here, because we need to remove them, or we need to unplug the plugs first. We need to unplug the wire harness from the plugs, so they're actually removable from the valve body wall. And in this case, we also, to get to those, we need to remove this shield here, this heat shield. And I'm going to use a 8mm. That's an inverted Torx that it's marked as 10mm, I believe, E10. But I can use 8mm normal socket that actually works for these. And there's another one up there hiding. I need to get another extension. So we got the Torx right here. Here we go. The shield is out, and we need to unlock these two plugs right here. If you see them, yeah, you can see them. So they have these handles here on the left, one here, and there's a handle on the second plug on here. You have to twist them counterclockwise to actually unplug the wire harness. And here we go. One is unplugged and the other one is unplugged. There we go. It's out of the way. And they also have, I need to show this with the camera. Okay, turn the flash. So first of all, I'm gonna reach for this cable there and unlock the clip that's holding the two cables. Here we go. And come on. There we go. You just need to unlock the top part of it here. And I'm gonna move those cables out of the way. You see, it's just this top part right here that you need to use a hook tool from the back to unlock it. And I want to get these cables out of the way so that here we go, we have a clear space so I can show you what you need to do with these. Basically you have two clips right here, one clip holding that needs to come out in this direction, the other one needs to come down, and this is how you do it with a flat screwdriver. You have to be careful. And come on. And same way the second one should come out. Here we go, that second one came out easier than the first one. Sometimes they will give you trouble, but you just gotta keep pressing. Here we go. And here's the clip. That's the clip holding. And I need to get this second one out of the way, and then we can keep going with the wires. Okay guys, the next step would be this wiring harness. We don't need to remove, and I don't like touching these connectors to, you know, old transmissions, because I have seen how trying to unplug these connectors sometimes on old solenoids, these are the solenoids in the valve body, you end up cracking either the plug or you end up cracking the ends that actually connect to the solenoid. So we can leave this wiring harness on the valve body. You don't need to remove it. The only thing is you need to open this plug or separate it from the valve body here. As you can see, it just has one seal, and this is the way it comes. We need to open a couple of things though. We need to remove this wire here because it's under, this wire is under this wiring harness, and then we need to unplug this sensor because that sensor, obviously you can see, goes over the wire, and that sensor is actually part of the secondary wiring harness on the second plug that we're gonna need to, that we are replacing. Actually, it's that second kit of sensors or clutch position sensors. So these two we need to open, and then we're going to start opening this valve body to release it from the transmission. These are the order of the bolts that we need to reach, and I'll show you in a second what we need to get to. That's a T30 Torx, and I would advise you, because these bolts are probably going to be a different length, I would advise you to put them in an order somewhere on a board or something in the exact same place that actually they come out from the car, because they're gonna probably be, most likely be a different length. So I'm gonna actually start building this order. Okay guys, I need to push this down, and we need to reach the clip that's holding this solenoid here. It's a tab on the inside of it, and trying to grab these wires. Here we go. It's a tab that you need to press right in the middle here, and we have this out of the way. Get them out of the way because you don't want to mix them with the wire harness on the valve body. And now we need to start taking these. Usually the ones that hold the valve body to the car are going to be the big ones. We have small ones, small one like here and here, and then we have the big ones. So we're gonna have to start taking the big ones out, and the actual schematic is right here. This is how you take them out, and let me zoom out. This is the schematic of how these need to come out. You can look at these, and then we're going to start with number 1 in the middle, right? This one, and then we go out into the order where they are, 1 and 2, and then whatever until we get to all of them, and that's how we remove the valve body. So just to show you what I'm going to do again, this is the way this sits. As you can see, the arrow to the front. This is the way you look, is the way I show you on the car. And I'm going to start removing each one of these bolts. And what I'm going to do is, in order to not to lose their orientation, I'm going to place them on this cardboard, simple way, and place the bolt where it's supposed to be in the car, and then you mark it, and you will never be able to make a mistake. So that would be my best advice to you. And I'm going to start removing them now. So it's going to be kind of fast thing. I'm not going to explain all these things because you already saw the number of the bolts. Just start removing them. Make sure that you remove the one with the big heads, not the small ones. Always make sure if you see one with a small one, that you do not touch. You see, the big ones are always the ones that hold the valve body to the rest of the transmission. And be ready to get a oil pan here, because it's gonna leak more oil when you're about to take this out. Okay guys, the only thing is I made a mistake. I was looking at these Torxes. They're actually not T30, they're actually T40 Torx, the big ones right here. So I just took number 1 on the schematic, and then I'm gonna take number 2, and I'm gonna mark it on the board that I have, and I'm gonna keep on going. So remember T40, and once you get close to this, I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do. And now we go with 3 and 4. 3 is right here, and then we need to take number 4. That's right here. Okay guys, the last one is the 17 here, before we can take the valve body out. Oh my god. What's important is you need to make the money.
Oh, that's why you went to Germany. You need money? Tell the money. Easy, you sell the money.
What is that?
La pieza que...
Lo vendó aquí flechique que sabe pollo.
¿Quieres agua? Está en mi botella negra. Mira la botella allá. En la caja de herramientas. Acabo de echarle agua limpia. Tu mamá llega en 10 minutes.
So guys, we have the valve body out. As you can see, the wiring harness and that thing that we need to replace is actually this. These are called clutch position sensors with some other, there's a couple more sensors right there, and they are installed on the car right here. It's this part right here. All of these are 25 Torx, and you have the wires here with the 2 sensors right in here, sorry. So this is the second plug, or the second wiring harness that we see here, and it's on the inner side of the transmission here, on the inner side of it, this plug. So we have to unplug this sensor here, and then take out the bolts, T25, all of them, and the wires. And the part actually is you have to get it through Porsche. It's about $1,500. I don't know what's the retail, but our cost is $1,500, close to 15, or like 14 something, 50. And this is the part number that you need to get for this specific car. And that's a ZF transmission right here. So made in Germany. This is only if you're getting this, and you need to check with the dealer before you actually order this part.
esto, yo te dije. Mira aquí está trabajando las nenas. La mandreina. Tengo una gana de ir para allá. Cuando agarro $200 me voy para allá. Yo.
Yeah.
No, yo no voy para allá.
So much fucking oil coming from everywhere. Fucking shit.
Oh,
Oil.
you say that on the channel?
Oil, 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 oil. Oil, oil, oil.
Don't tell me you didn't put that part on the channel.
No, I didn't.
Los tipos le bailan, le ponen el huevo en el pecho.
Ew.
Magic Mike.
See the George.
Oh my God.
Nelson is telling me when Alejandro become 15, take him to the bad girls. When we become 15,
To what girls?
the bad girls.
Which girls? I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
And he said that
What is bad girls? I don't understand. You mean strippers?
yes.
They're not bad girls, they're strippers.
Well, we call that.
You call them what? You know Mandingo was started by a stripper, then ended up being an unwanted child, so they dropped him down by the river.
A yo lo llevaron, lo que estaban eran los tipos sonando el pecho así con la mandaria, laca, laca.
Oh, damn.
Hey, let's be right. So, what do you say was the car doing? What do you say? I didn't get it. Alex.
Yeah. But I need something else to get the nut out for the axle. Alright. So it's a 2011. Alright. I'll call you back. Alright. Bye.
¿Si te resolvieron?
No, si no había nadie.
¿Ya habían cerrado?
¿Ya habían cerrado? Ale,
Alright. No había nadie.
Okay guys, make sure that you grease a little bit the seals on the plug, because otherwise it's not gonna go inside the space here, the opening. So we are at this point where we can plug this plug here, and
cuando yo le presenté a Alex a Rubén, nunca pensó que iba a ser tener
we go,
un hermano de
and
vida.
then we go here. You need to slide it through. There we go. And then we can install the wire here. Here we go. And now we can continue or finish the wiring harness by installing it here. Okay. We have to transfer two things from the old wiring harness before we continue. It's these holding clips right here, and one goes here and goes through, and slide it into place, and it goes into this specific place right here. It goes into a very specific place right here, and okay, it's right here, and okay, and then we'll have to install another one on this wire that's actually right here. Let me install this wire, this sensor first, and then we're gonna go to the other one. Okay, so we're gonna install the first sensor first, and I hope I don't get too much oil in my mouth. And one is right here. Let me install this, okay. And okay, one sensor is here. This wire is supposed to go on this side between these two. And now we need to install this last one. We have two more bolts because there's a clip there and bolt holding the sensor. Let me get the clip first. Okay, we're gonna install first the sensor, and then we're going to install the actual clip that holds the wire. So this thing is right here. Here we go. And let me get the clip. Here's the clip, guys, and we're going to install it right here. And here we go. This is where it goes, into this spot here. And this is it right here. So guys, make sure one problem that you see right here is this wire needs to be, it must be between these two. So you need to push it all the way in there so it doesn't come out when you're installing the valve body, because that's going to be a huge problem, obviously. So you need to push it in here. Guys, we have a situation here a little bit. These two adapters, plastic adapters, are trying to come down because the wire between them is pushing it out. These adapters are trying to come out of where they are because the wire is pushing them down, because that's a brand new wire, so it's very stiff. So we're gonna make sure that they're kind of pressed in, They're not gonna come out. They look like they're okay. Just pay attention to these two and try to push them, I guess, as much as you can, and get the valve body and install it right now, right after this, and just make sure that these are not completely out.
Es más cortita y tiene más fuerza. ¿Y el mismo pelaje o más? Pues el litio, mi mierda y por la parada. Bueno, empieza a cambiar todas las baterías. Después cambia las pistolas. Las pistolas y baterías nuevas.
Está encima del sistema que mete una llave de esa la llave que está normal.
Como eran estas vainas antes, mira.
El más.
Eso tiene adentro una vaina que es así, para adelante y para atrás.
La diferencia es la pinta y anda acá.
Hey Alex,
Yeah.
can you come here?
What's that?
Grab me the fucking big fucking thing, the big ratchet.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah, but
What you want else?
put right there the 40 and the little extension right there in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start tying
Hold on.
this bolt.
Hold on.
See if it moves.
Which one?
This one here. Oh, it's not moving.
Not in there yet. It's not doing anything. It's not.
Take it out. Start one in the middle. Here.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Are they all the same length?
Yeah.
You're just gonna make it close. So a couple that hold it, please.
Well,
If we can put it.
¡Hola, muchachita!
Dude, come on, baby, because my fucking arms are getting tired. Let me have the bolt.
So spin it. There you go. Now it went inside. Spin it a few times.
Go, 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 go. Okay, stop it. That's it. Thanks. Oh my fucking god.
George, you wanna make money? I can appear in your videos and then you made a lot of money with me. What happened? Hola, George. What?
Hola.
Tú sabes que uno piensa que yo joven.
Okay, in order to tie the valve body back, we need to use the reverse order starting from 17. You're supposed to actually start with 1711 to hold the valve body. I just put one in the middle because it was so heavy and you saw in the video. But I'm gonna start 17 and then I'm gonna go a reverse 17, 16, all these all the way back to 1. And the tightening torque on these is actually 9 Newton meters. So I'm gonna put him back in and then I'm gonna use a torque wrench to time at 9. Okay, this is 11. is next? Next is I need to go to 16 actually, because 11 is just for safety. Okay, this is 16 here. Where is it? It's right here. No, it's right here. 16. Okay, next should be 15. It's all the way to the corner. 15 down here. Okay, then 14 down next to 17. Okay, where's this? It's down here. So 17 here, that's 14 here. Okay. And next would be, let me take this one in the middle, because that was the 17. And that's the 17 here. And we had the 16, 15, 14, then we go to 13, all the way here. 13 here.
Hey. Yo no hago taxi. Y esas cosas, pero de...
Okay, getting to 12, remember, this black wire goes underneath, but the wire for the sensor goes around on the inside. So you have to go like this, and you have to lift it up, and this is where 12 was installed.
No, era más grande la que yo buscaba.
It's right here.
Nos vemos después.
Mira, ¿tú no estás buscando una Torca 13?
And
¿Tú?
here we go. Okay. And these wires are a little bit tight. Okay, that's 12, and then we keep on going with 11, 10, and so forth. Actually, sorry, I made a mistake. This is how it is supposed to go here. Supposed to be looking down here in this spot. There's a special spot where this thing sits right here. Right here. And now everything around the wires is fine. Okay. Then we go with number 10. And 10 is right here. Okay, and then so forth. Okay guys, now we're gonna repeat it. It's 9 Newton meters right here. As you can see, yeah, 9 Newton meters. Again, 9 Newton meters. Don't make a mistake with the torques. And we're gonna start with the 17. We're gonna go the rest of them. And here we go. And just in reverse order, the same procedure to all of them. Okay guys, so once you get these torqued, next thing is you have to install this plug. Remember to kind of smudge with oil the 2 O-rings that are on the actual plug right here, because that will help you to install it in. Why isn't this going in? Get some oil. There we go. And on the top, actually, you're not going to be able to make a mistake, because on the top there's a notch right in the middle, and there's a guide and a notch right in the middle there. Yeah, all the way up there. So that's how you install this. And of course we have to install the clips on the outside. And let me get those clips. Both of them look the same right here. And remember, one goes on the outside of this part of this plug, and the other one goes in. There is a specific way. Yeah, okay. There's a specific thing you have to pass these. You can see there are 2 locks, one on the inside and one on the outside. So you need to pass it through. See the little notches? You gotta be aware of the notch on the inside, that little thing. And you install one on the outside or the left plug, and then now we can install the one on the right side or passenger side plug. For some reason oh no, I think I made a mistake. Yep, this has to be turned around. Oh yeah. Okay, so this plug has to be, it looks like it needs to be on, I need to see where it needs to go. I think it needs to be turned around or spun around a little bit. Okay, let me see if I can spin it. Okay, just to show you what's happening, you need to make sure when you install this, on the top here, there, like this one here has a notch, one notch with 2 ridges, 2 metal ridges. On the left plug here, the one that we installed first, it's the opposite. It has the 2 notches like here on the upper side and 1 on the bottom. So this thing, you have to twist it if it's not in place, and you have to be able to You have to be able to twist around. So I'm able to twist it instead of taking the valve body around and all this stuff. And I managed to kind of turn around. It's still spinning freely. And now when you get it in place here, like it's in place, I'm gonna have to push it forward to get into the hole. See, I'm gonna use a very small, kind of a smaller screwdriver, and just kind of get it through here and push it all the way in. It should go in, and there we go. It's all the way in. So the screwdriver goes in. Yeah, so this notch should be on the lower side, and that's the notch with one tooth, and the upper side has the two. And now this is installed properly, and check it, it should be all the way inside, or the plastic corner should be touching the aluminum side of the transmission. And now we're going to install the lock on the outside. And the lock, it installs with these two, the round shape on pointing outwards, not inside, not like this. This is how you install it. This is the side of the transmission, so it's like this. And that one is on the bottom right side, going to the left. And where is it? Yep. Okay, so they have special slots where they install, just so you can see them again. They install into these slots right here. So here you see how there's a slot right here, and then the second slot on the right one is down here. So all you do is you plug it in, and it goes through, and then it'll lock, and it'll basically hold this plastic. There should be like a ridge here that the metal is in, so it's holding the plugs from, it's stopping the plugs from going in when you install the metal part. Okay, and make sure they're in and locked with the two things, and this is it. And now we can, I don't like this lock here that is touching the kind of a little bit outside of the aluminum part, but it is what it is. Now we can actually plug the two connectors. We can plug the two connectors back, and I'm going to clean them with brake cleaner, the connectors, and the two connectors on two sides, brake cleaner. Then I'm gonna use compressed air to dry them out, and then I'm gonna plug them in. And once you clean them, grab the plugs and need to clip them back. There's a clip that I opened, so I'm going to open it. I'm not going to clip it yet because I'm going to install this. And where's the, I need to see where this thing is, because it needs to be, okay, it should go only one way. When it goes in, you grab that little notch on the side and twist it to the right, and you're gonna push when it stops to click, and the right one just did. Then you install the left one. When you push this guide, it will automatically kind of settle itself, and it will let you know that it's in. And then it twists, you push the lever, and when it reaches like a push point, you push a little bit more to lock, and once it locks, it will stop. And Then you gotta click the little clip. And again, just to show you, right here, this is open, and you just get it enough to kind of settle in, and you will see this will start moving. Once it starts moving, you go all the way around, and then you see, then it'll click, it'll lock click, and this is the point where you see right here that actually there's no more room to go, and this is clipped the same way for this passenger side. It is clipped in, then you clip this, you close this clip back. So this is ready, and now we need to install the oil pan. But before that, make sure that you clean the edges completely, so there is no oil anywhere on those edges. It's extremely important because otherwise the oil pan is going to leak. And I'm gonna use brake cleaner, and then I'm gonna dry it out with some paper, and it should be ready to go. And once you spray it, you need to get it dry. Okay, get some of this oil, kind of touch it with your, or kind of get some of these oil drops with your paper so it doesn't end up on your face. And the wire came out here. Okay, it should be back in. Everything is fine here. Last checks, everything should be okay. The oil pan's dry. It's been leaking for a while, so this shouldn't be such a bad deal here in the oil pan, because it's not at an angle, so the oil doesn't seem to be dripping that much. We got a lot of oil out anyway, so check for last time that everything is fine with the oil, and then the oil pan we're going to install is this thing. Oh, it's right here. It's from Vicul, and so it's this is the part number on this. I guess it's V450110, made in China, unfortunately, but this is a German company. Most of the parts I have seen from this company, most of these parts are actually German. I'm not sure why in this case it's China. It's an aftermarket part, but it fits this car. As you can see, this is the oil pan with the filter inside. The only thing I gotta do is we need to smudge this seal right here a little bit with oil so it installs a little bit easier, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I think the bolts should be in there. Yeah, the bolts are all the way down there. The bolts should be replaced. Yeah, they should be replaced. If you don't have the new bolts, you can reuse the old ones. It shouldn't be a big deal, but it's recommended to be replaced. Okay, next step is starting the oil pan. Again, don't forget to smudge oil on this seal here, and make sure the wire doesn't interfere with this. Should be okay. Yeah, it's not close, but just make sure that the wires clipped in and everything. Okay, and be careful when you touch the seal and everything, because you don't want to smudge the, if you have oil on your gloves, you don't want to smudge it on the new gasket. Okay, now I need to push in a little bit. Okay, why isn't this going in? It has oil. Let me try maybe to put a little bit more oil. Sometimes these are hard to get in because they're just too new. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the bolts. My gloves are oily. Okay. No. Okay. I'm going to install one here. And then okay. Okay, we're missing, I think, two more. And that's a T30 Torx. If you forgot, what is this? No, it's actually T40 again. Yeah, okay. Let me get my other ratchet because it's T40. Again, T40, sorry guys. This one is in a bad place. Okay, let's get the torque wrench. Okay guys, the bolts on the oil pan are 10 Newton meters. Again, 10 Newton meters. So I'm gonna start from the middle and okay. Okay, and we have one more. Okay, and just last check on this one here. Okay, everything's fine. Okay, everything is fine. They're all done. 10 Newton meters. You know, if you go 1 or 2 Newton meters above, that's fine. Shouldn't be a problem. And now the next steps would be, of course, installing the shield there with the transmission mount. And we're gonna refill this transmission so we can get it ready. So actually we need to install the first shield first, and it goes in the front here, and what is the mount? Okay, the bolts are right here. Okay, I need to get the bolts into my socket because okay, and we have the two other ones in the front. Again, I'm using 8mm normal socket for this inverted Torx, but this inverted Torx is a E12, I believe. And there's one more here. Let me see if this will go through. I'm going to try to start it by hand because it's a little bit twisted, the angle. I don't want to mess up the threads. Okay. 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 And then we go to the rear windshield, heat shields. Okay, remember we have two inverted Torx right here, and the shield goes on the side with the bolts. I'm gonna start in by hand. And I'm actually going to use the inverted Torx E12. So these were E10. The front ones, this is E12. Okay. Okay, they're tight. And now we have to install the engine mount or the transmission mount. And remember, we have the upper side first, or whatever you want to call it. Higher side, or the higher part of this transmission mount. So here with 3 bolts. And those were 15s. There we go. Okay, they're good. And from that point, we need to install the rest of the mount. This mount goes here, and I'm gonna start the 13 millimeters on the inside first, because they're gonna give you trouble otherwise if they're not started. Okay. And next would be the bolts for the mounts. And there's a notch here on this bolt on the bottom, so make sure the notch is where it's supposed to be. And it's a long bolt, so okay, we got it in. And I'm gonna tie the 13 millimeters first, and then the rest of the bolts. Okay, now we can install. We can get the rest of them tight. The one in the middle is 18, the other one's a 16. And okay, it should be fine. I can probably get you the torques or the torque specification on those, because you're not going to have the impact gun, so you're going to be doing it by hand. I'm going to try to see if the computer has all of these torque specifications. So this mount is ready, and we can release the support there. So that we're ready to refill the transmission. Okay guys, now it's time to refill the transmission, and the way we're gonna do it is through this level plug, is what it's called. I'm gonna open this, and this is an Allen, it uses an Allen tool, and it's gonna be an Allen 8. So we're gonna open this, and we're gonna refill the transmission with the new fluid. Okay. Here's the plug. It's out right here, and we're going to install the new fluid. This is what we're using today, a Motul dual clutch transmission fluid. This is full synthetic, and it's very good fluid. That's what we had, that's what we were able to get today. We had to order the fluid today, but you can probably get this from Liquid Modi, and of course you can get it from the dealership. So now we need to use a pump. I'm going to use an electrical pump to actually get it in. So what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to fill this until it starts overflowing from this from that level. So we got about 10 quarts or 10 liters, close to 10 liters, and I'm going to install 5 of the new one and 5 of the old one, because you're not supposed to replace the whole fluid, especially on older transmission. This is a old transmission, and it has about 140,000 miles, I believe. So I'm not going to risk it, and I'm going to replace only 5 quarts. And here we go. Let me see if this is going to get in. Probably not. Can we get it in with this? Yeah, I guess we can get it with this. Okay, and now, well, I need to clean this because it has a different fluid. And here we go. So you see the procedure, just the 10 quarts, and then we're gonna start the engine because it needs to warm, the transmission needs to get warm to 40 Celsius. And then we need to go through the gears, park, reverse, neutral, drive, hold 3 seconds, do it a couple, 3 times through all the gears. And then once it gets to 40 Celsius, we need to shut off the engine, wait for a couple of minutes, and then check the level again on a engine that has been turned off. Okay guys, it started to leak, so I'm gonna pull this and I'm going to close the plug, and we're going to start the car and so forth and do the procedure. And then we're gonna check it again. And as I said, like I said, the next step in the procedure of checking this fluid, we need to get the transmission up to temperature, and also you need to do this parking, reverse, 3 seconds, 1 2 3, neutral, 1 2 3, and then drive, 1 2 3, and then again neutral, 1 2 3, then reverse, 1 2 3, and you have to do this about 3-4 times. So the procedure to get the fluid through the valve body and through the rest of the transmission is done. Then once we get the temperature up to 40 degrees, I'm going to shut off the engine and we're going to check the fluid again. And here we go guys, I'm going to do the check now. I'm going to open the plug. Nothing's coming out, so obviously we need to fill a little bit more fluid until it starts leaking. It's leaking now. Yep. And I'm gonna close it up. And this should be it. And of course, always clean after yourself because this is oil. And I'm just checking everything, but everything seems to be fine. Always check for leaks after you close the oil pans, of course. And last thing that you need to do in this case would be your grate under engine, under transmission, whatever, under cover that needs to be installed with the I think it was the T25 Torx right there. Yeah, right there. Bunch of bolts right there. That's the bolts, the T25 bolts. And that concludes installing this shield. Will conclude this job. Alright guys, to finish the job that I did on the valve body and that sensor kit replacement, because you are taking the valve body out of the car, it's recommended that the TCM or the transmission unit needs to be recalibrated because of the valve body. You're going to need to have a scanner for this procedure, and the scanner pretty much go through the whole process. So technically there's no point for me to show you here because you go into a special function and it'll give you the option of calibration complete process. It's recommended to do this every time you open the valve body. I believe it was according to Porsche, it's recommended when you replace the valve body, but because it was open and installed, maybe I would recommend personally recalibrating this. If you don't have access to this, maybe you can try and see how the car reacts. But anyway, I would highly recommend you to calibrate this transmission after you do the job. So it's up to you. Technically, maybe you can find a scanner and do it yourself, or maybe somebody can help you. But again, it is recommended to be done. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Please like my videos and please subscribe. Thank you.